This is how I maintain my starter. I have my starter in this jar with the plastic lid. It always has the lid. I've used the same jar for several months. I will clean it if I feel as though it gets too crusty at the top, but essentially just wiping the top keeps it pretty clean. Once I use it in the recipe, I will then feed it and let it sit at room temperature or on the heated mat for a few hours until it doubles in volume, and then I put it in the refrigerator. It's as simple as that. I am rarely doing discard anymore because I'm baking more frequently, and I feel as though this size is very good to do 1 or 2 recipes a week, whether it's a baguette, a bread loaf, or bagels. And this jar has worked very well. You can increase the size of the jar if you have a large family or if you're making more bread. But for the average family, I think this size is good. So you can see how much I have in there after the recipe that I just made. I usually have about this much, about a half a cup in here. This, I will take a half a cup of warm water, warm tap water, half a cup of that, and then I'm going to do a cup of flour because I'm going to plan for 2 more recipes this week. So I want to have a little bit more starter. Sometimes I just do a 1/4 cup of water and a half a cup of flour. Then we stir until everything is combined. Make sure there's no dry patches in there. And I've become a fan of this stick. I took a wooden spoon and cut the spoon part off, and I have this nice solid stick. The silicone spatula is great. I use that, and I just will go down the sides. My starter's named Homer. And it's as simple as that. This is 2 cups, and this is a 4-cup jar, so this has plenty of room to double in volume within this jar. And I think this is a great amount of starter to manage and maintain when you're baking every week. And then we'll check back, and you can see how active it is when it'll come up to about here in maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm going to wipe this down with a wet towel. Just take a towel and dampen it with warm water, and I just go around this top just to get the crusty edge off. Not necessary. This has been in here for a few months, and everything is fine. It looks good. Okay, so we'll check back. I always put the lid on tight. Good to go. It's been a couple hours, and look at the starter. It has almost doubled in size, so that's very exciting. Now what I do now is I put this in the refrigerator, and it's ready to go for the next time I am ready to make bread, bagels, or baguettes. Or if I want to do crackers, sourdough crackers, I'll just use the starter right from this jar and then feed it, and I'm ready for the next recipe. So it's a way to simplify your starter without having to do discard, but your starter has to be active and very lively to be able to do so. It smells great. You can see it's very active. It's nice and warm. It's going to go in the fridge. And then it's ready to go for the next recipe.